This is Fieldsports Channel News. Packham is back. The BBC TV presenters group Wild Justice has launched a legal challenge against releasing game birds. It wants its lawyers to get pheasant and partridge shooting closed down before the release season begins in July. A SAB claiming to be a convicted murderer has assaulted 2 female hunt stewards. Hunting for Truth on Facebook and The Telegraph post this video from the Warwickshire hunt showing one of them backing away from the man.
I've just come out now for
Get off my boob!
Oh, go in again!
Get off my boob! Do not! Get out! Get out!
West Midlands hunt saboteurs claim the man in the video was not one of their members. A hunt follower has allegedly found an extremist hunt saboteur planting a tracker under her horse trailer. Countryside groups are calling for tougher rules on the use of tracking devices after Mary Wynne Jones interrupted a SAB from the Cheshire Monitors trying to fix one to her Land Rover and trailer. She notified the police. Despite the SAB admitting she placed the tracker, North Wales Police couldn't do anything about it because no theft had been committed. Countryside Alliance Chief Executive Tim Bonner says he will contact Home Secretary Priti Patel about the legal loophole. Love Island's Ollie Williams plans to work at a hunting school in South Africa after his Villa exit. That's according to an interview he gave to the Field magazine last year. The revelations of his future plans comes at a time when he fiercely denies involvement with hunting for sport or hunting tourism in Africa. According to the article, he plans to work at a professional hunter school in the Northern Cape before heading to Mozambique to embark on a 2-year apprenticeship. The Cornish lad dropped out of the show after being slammed for hunting tourism when pictures of him posing with dead animals emerged. Following death threats from animal rights activists, his family home is now under police surveillance. A report on deer management says communities should be encouraged to go and hunt and kill wild deer for sport and food to aid conservation efforts. The report prepared for Scottish environment link, ScotLink, says this will reduce road accidents involving deer, cut tick numbers, improve herds' health and reduce the environmental damage caused by grazing. The Duchess of Rutland wants McDonald's to serve pheasant burgers as opposed to beef burgers. The comments come as Rutland County Council allow the restaurant chain to open a 24-hour drive-through on the outskirts of Oakham. The Duchess of Rutland told Good Morning Britain that the fast food restaurant needs to sell locally sourced food like pheasant burgers and nuggets, saying, "If you bought a pheasant off me, it would cost you nothing. I would give it to you." Guns on Pegs reckons it can donate £20,000 to the Country Food Trust. The online shoot finding service has a new initiative to donate £1 for every inquiry made to shoots via Guns on Pegs in 2020. The aim is that CFT will provide an additional 10,000 meals through this campaign over the year. New self-appointed monitoring groups are being set up on Facebook in order to track controlled moorland burning and spread misinformation. The Yorkshire Dales and Nidderdale moorland monitors want people to report moorland fires to them. They claim the practice is ecologically damaging and bad for wildlife. Meanwhile, organisations such as the Grampian Moorland Group continue to counter the lies peddled by Packham and Avery by posting footage like this of planned muirburn, which helps to renew the nutritional value of heather while creating a natural fire break. As if Mark Avery didn't have his fingers in enough conservation pies, he's now becoming a Trust's new chairman. The charity claims it operates for the benefit of international conservation, saving land and saving species. He'll feel at home quickly among other patrons who include his old muckers, Wild Justice's co-director Chris Packham and TV presenter Steve Backshall. Mark Zuckerberg likes bow hunting hogs. The Facebook co-founder and chief executive says he enjoys bow hunting feral hogs as one of his resolutions for the new decade. He previously challenged himself to eat only the meat he killed, but has since moved away from that. More than 5,000 camels have been killed in a 5-day cull in Australia. Government shooters in helicopters took to the skies over parts of southern Australia to cull feral herds. The camels ravaged food and water reserves belonging to Aboriginal communities, damaging infrastructure and creating a hazard for drivers. Staying in Australia, and an illegal hunter in Tallarook State Forest shot a sleeping camper. Andrew Papanicolaou was asleep when the shot missed him. He was struck in the leg by a second. Poacher Joel Kipping mistook the reflective stripes on his sleeping bag for an animal. Realising his mistake, he fled but got bogged down and arrested. He's now starting an 18-month community corrections order and has been banned from owning a firearm for life. A bird of prey has chased more than 300 starlings to their death on a country lane. The birds discovered near Boderdurn on Anglesey mystified investigators. They were found on a road and in a hedgerow, but none in nearby fields. Following a post-mortem examination, it's believed the birds were flying as part of a larger murmuration when they swooped to avoid a bird of prey but failed to pull up in time before hitting the ground. A sea eagle rewilded onto the Isle of Wight prefers inland Oxfordshire. The bird, known as G393, is now living near to the M40. It was released alongside 5 other birds onto the Isle of Wight this summer. A spokesman for Forestry England says the bird is mimicking the behaviour of red kites and is tucking into carrion in the region. Desperate farmers in Suffolk have had their vermin crisis solved once and for all. Pig farmers called in the Suffolk and Norfolk Rat Pack after vermin overran the farm and began nibbling at food stocks and posing a danger to livestock. The pack of terriers worked for 7 hours and collected 700 rats in a day, some weighing almost a kilogram. It's the biggest haul of vermin terminated by the group, which offer a free of charge pest service in the southeast, and it's all written up positively in the Daily Mail. Thanks to Steve Kearney for sending it in. Moorland keepers have stepped in when a dog went missing. Ralph, the German Wirehead Pointer, Springer Spaniel Cross, disappeared on Swaledale in Yorkshire. Gamekeepers searched until dark, then one of them found him the following morning after hearing barking coming from a sinkhole. They lowered a keeper into the hole with ropes and pulled Ralph out. Meanwhile, the 2 female Border Terriers, Ruby and Beetle, stolen from Teviot Smokery near Kelso in Scotland on the 29th of December, are still missing. There's a £20,000 reward for their return. The Duchess of Sussex's voiceover deal with Disney will benefit an anti-hunting wildlife charity. She wants all proceeds of her work to go to Botswana charity Elephants Without Borders, an NGO that works to end poaching in the country and conducts Botswana's only countrywide elephant census. Mike Chase, who runs it, has made a series of statements in the media condemning the reintroduction of hunting tourism to Botswana. And finally, just in time for Burns Night, get your hands on a vegan-friendly kilt. Designer Scott Wood found himself in a tizzy when he realised his newly found vegan beliefs didn't sit with a nice fur sporran, so he made a plant-based version and he's now selling them to order. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stuck in the stories, fishing for facts.